G'day guys, welcome to my Orange Plus V2 video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about NRL Round 14 predictions for 2021 guys. Let's get started. So starting off with this first game of this match, we see the Manly Sea Eagles going up against the Cowboys. Now in this game, I heard that Tom Trbojevic is going to be playing for the Sea Eagles now. Apparently Dylan Walker will be replacing him in the number 14 jersey in the fullback squad of that team. I heard that Kate Cust is a late change, so he'll be number 19 of that reserves list by going into that bench now. But yeah, I just have a gut feeling in this game. The Cowboys have been doing really good so far, but with Valentine Holmes and that, I'm not too sure if this team is going to really step up the mark in that game, because Manly Sea Eagles have been really on top of their form with Tom Trbojevic, Kieran Foran, Daly Cherry Evans, and also Jason Saab. He's been absolutely phenomenal. He's a fast bloke that I've ever seen. Obviously with Josh Adokar, speed combining with them two, absolutely crazy. But for the Manly Sea Eagles, I just have a gut feeling in this game it will be very tough and very hard, only because since there's no Tom Trbojevic, that speedster, you need that entertainment of that squad, that spark and speed. Tom Trbojevic is definitely the real reason why the Manly Sea Eagles have been grown into the winning streak anyway. But without him, there's no Manly Sea Eagles. I just have a gut feeling that they will fall down below. But I don't see them struggling in this game. But I reckon the Cowboys will struggle in that match, in that game. So I have a gut feeling that I'm going to go with the Manly Sea Eagles in this one. I'm going to go with them by 8 points in that game. But in that match, I'm going to go with them by 6 points in that game. So, yeah, I'm going to go, this is a hard one. I'm going to say 20 points to 6. Actually, that's my score. 20 points to 6, that's my score in that game. And I reckon Manly Sea Eagles will struggle in that match anyway. Oh, no, Cowboys, will struggle in that game. The next game of that match, we see the Sharks going up against the Panthers. Now, in that game, the Panthers have been doing really good so far, but unfortunately, though, in the first game, since they got flogged by the West Tigers 26-6, going up against the Sharks in that game, obviously this game, the Panthers still haven't got Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary. And obviously for the number 6 and number 7 is Matt Burton and Tyrone May for number 7. But obviously they're still Viliami Kikau and Upside Coruscant for number 9, and I would say 11. Excuse me. But in this game for the Sharks, they have been a really good team, but it's just, despite having no Chad Townsend, I just don't see the Sharks getting a win in this game. But the Panthers, though, since they only got one loss throughout 20 odd games, I just have a gut feeling that this game will be a very determined win by the Panthers. And obviously in this game, Matt Burton has played a really good match, and obviously Paul Momirovski, you got him in the number 3 or 4, and then still Charlie Staines on number 2, and then obviously I would say Dylan Edwards number 1, and then you obviously got Stephen Crichton. He has been playing really good game so far at the moment, but I just have a gut feeling this game will be pretty tight since there's no Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary. Obviously in this game, I just have a gut feeling that it will be tight and will be very, very elective, obviously in this game. But in this match, I'm going to go with the Panthers in this one. I'm going to go with them by 6 points in this game, but I'm just not sure what the score will be. But it will be a very tight game anyway, and I reckon the Sharks will struggle in that match. The next game of that match, we see the Titans going up against the Roosters. Now, in this game, the Titans have been really good so far, but at the moment, though, they've just haven't really got that delusion, speed, and spark at the moment. But they have been struggling with a couple of the games, obviously. But the Roosters, though, they've been solid. They've been really good, but obviously without no Brett Morris due to an injury that forces him into retirement. He obviously is retired now, but yeah, sadly. But which that means Matt Igavalu will be replacing him in the number 5 jersey, which that means Lachlan Lamb will be in number 6, and then you obviously got Sam Walker in number 7. But then Lachlan Lamb is a really good player also too. I haven't really seen him play that much football, but I know he's really good for the number 6 jersey anyway, since there's still no Luke Keary in that game. But in that game, this match is going to be real simple. I just have a gut feeling the Roosters will turn up in that game, starting to fire up in that game, and the Roosters have been really solid so far. But I just don't think the Titans will get to that stage. I know the Titans are a really good team with really good players out there, and such as AJ Brimson. He's a really good player, but sometimes he can be a bit on and off with other things. But I just see the Titans struggle in this game with the Roosters aiming up into that spark. But I have a gut feeling that the Roosters will definitely win in that game. So I'm going to go with the Roosters in this one. But I'm going to go with them by 18 points. And I just have a gut feeling the Titans will definitely struggle in that match. The next game of that match, we see the Rabbitons going up against the Knights. Now, the Rabbitons have been really good so far. They've been really on top of their form. But I just have a gut feeling for the Newcastle Knights. Since last week, they got thrashed by the Parramatta Eels 40-4. Since they're on $5.50 for Sportsbet, and I think Rabbitohs are on $1.50. But in this game, though, I just have a gut feeling that it won't be a very tough game in this game, because obviously there's no start for Toa and Simi Segai, which that means Anara Tuala will be on number 2, Kurt Mann will be on number 3, and still no Mitchell Pearce. So I don't know where this team will end, because obviously there's no Blake Green in this game. So I just have a gut feeling that the Newcastle Knights will drop out of the 8, and they will definitely be won't be in the finals at all. And obviously in this match, the Rabbitohs have been really solid with Latrell Mitchell obviously in fullback squad still, and which that means no Dane Gagai to Origin, which that means Tane Milne will be on number 5 on the wing, which that means Alex Johnston will be on number 2, and then you got Braden Burns, and then Campbell Graham, which that means I just have a gut feeling this team for the Rabbitohs will be a definitely solid team. Latrell Mitchell has been really doing it hard, but in this game, I just have a gut feeling the Rabbitohs will definitely win, and it will be a simple match anyway. So I'm going to go with the Rabbitohs in this one, and I'm going to go with by 20 points in that game. The next game of that match, we see the Raiders going up against the Broncos. Now, Now in this game, the Broncos have been doing it solid. Last time they beat the Roosters, they were absolutely phenomenal. The Broncos were absolutely really flawless in that game. They were absolutely really they were solid. They were building themselves, and they were absolutely really tough against the Roosters. But I know the Roosters are a really good team, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Raiders anyway. So the Raiders, though, they are a really good team also too. But without Caleb Aikens, no Curtis Scott, no Ryan James, which that means Bailey Simonson will be on the number 1 jersey for the fullback side, replacing Caleb Aikens anyway. No Curtis Scott, which that means Matthew Tomoko will be on the number 4 jersey, replacing Curtis Scott anyway. But that means in this game, the Raiders have been struggling so far, but still Josh Papali has returned from suspension. But for the Broncos, in this game, I just really do expect the Broncos putting in themselves like they're very hard. But since there's Carmichael Hunt returning from like last year, a couple of years ago, he's now returned to the Broncos side now, and he's going to make his NRL debut back to the Broncos and going up against the Raiders. So congratulations on him for making his debut back to return to the Broncos. So in this game, I just have a gut feeling the Broncos will aim up in their defence and attack, but the Raiders will definitely make their mark and obviously trying to create their attack and their defence. So in this game, I'm going to go with the Raiders in this one, and I'm going to go with them by 8 points anyway, and I reckon the Broncos will definitely struggle in that match. The next game of that match, we see the Warriors going up against the Storm. Now, in this game, the Warriors haven't been really that good at the moment, but I know that they're good on their attack and their defence, but sometimes going up against like the Melbourne Storm or the Raiders, they like drop down to their like losing streak, and like their defence will be poor and sloppy and definitely no attack there. But then obviously the Storm are a really good defensive solid team, which that means there is no I think there's Josh Adokar on number 5 jersey. So I would say, I reckon since Adokar has returned from Origin in that game, I just have a gut feeling that Adokar will have a really good match. I just still have a gut feeling also too that the Warriors will obviously be a very hard team to obviously beat. But I will be down there blogging that game, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, the Warriors are a really good team, and basically since there's still no Ryan Papenhuyzen due to a neck injury, I believe. He has been complaints about like the neck injury and stuff like that, so that means still Nico Hines will be on the number 1 jersey, which that means also too, I still think like actually I just have a gut feeling that in this match, like the Storm are obviously a really good team, but I reckon they'll aim up in their defence and in their attack. So still, I have a gut feeling in this match that I reckon it will be a very solid, hard game, but I will be at that game, blogging that game, so stay tuned for that. But I'm going to go with the Storm in this one, and I'm going to go by 14 points, and I reckon the Warriors will definitely struggle in that game. The next game of that match, we see the Eels going up against the West Tigers. Now, in this game, the West Tigers, last time we've beaten them, it was, I think, 52-6. Last time, it was like, last year it was 52, no, was it? Or, actually, no, sorry, 58-6, 58-6. And, the Eels were really on their mark and thrashing this team, and it was definitely a flogging in that game. But still, we have a good record against the West Tigers, and still I have a gut feeling that the West Tigers will really not make their mark in this game, and they will struggle in that match. But still, I have a gut feeling that since there's no Reid Marnie, that means Joey Lussick will be on number 9 jersey, replacing him. But Reid Marnie is definitely injured, so if you guys want to know why he's injured, he's got, I think, a shoulder injury, I believe, or his arm or something like that, but it's definitely down here. So yeah, I'd say check that out. But Reid Marnie is a really good player for the side, but yes, unfortunately, since he's injured now, Joey Lussick is going to step into that hooker role. Obviously coming from England, I reckon he'll be a very good player to make his mark into his role for the hooker, and I reckon he'll have a great game for the Parramatta Eels. But Clint Gutherson is a really good player. I reckon he'll make his mark also too. I reckon he'll definitely step up in this game with Regan Campbell-Gillard still on number 8, and I think Junior Paulo will be on number 10 anyway, so that means them two will definitely make their mark anyway, and I reckon they will really step up and make their performance really good against the West Tigers. So I'm going to go with the Parramatta Eels in this one, and I'm going to go with them by 18 points, and I reckon the West Tigers will struggle in that game. And last but certainly not least, we see the Bulldogs going up against the Dragons. Now in this game, the Dragons have been absolutely very phenomenal, but at the moment, they're obviously Matt Duffy. I heard that he won't be playing next year, so unfortunately, though, yeah, you guys will definitely miss him. But Cody Ramsey will be, I think, either number 2 or number 1. But I'm not too sure. But since, obviously, the Bulldogs are sitting on 16th position, I just still have a gut feeling that they won't really step up in this game at all. I just give up on this team because every time I see this team obviously win, they're not making their mark at all. And they try very hard, but I just don't think they are a very good team this year. But I reckon it'll still, obviously, it will happen some year, but this year it's not them. And I just don't think the Bulldogs haven't been really consistently enough a really good team. But the Dragons, they have been very improving lately, and obviously the Dragons are a really good team. But with Matt Duffy, as I mentioned, Matt Duffy is a really good player, and I reckon he will score a couple of tries in this game. But yeah, I still have a gut feeling the Dragons will really aim up in this game and put so much pressure on the Bulldogs. But simple, easy, I'm going to go with the Dragons in this one. I'm going to go with 18 points, or actually, sorry, let's just say by 20 points. I'm going to go with them by 20 points for the Dragons, and I reckon the Bulldogs will struggle in that game anyway. Thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. We'll be doing a couple of videos coming to you guys soon. Also, I'll be doing more videos coming to you guys soon, so stay tuned for more. Plus, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and for this video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, take care, guys. Stay safe and have a good one. Plus, let's get up to 300 subscribers. We're sitting on 213 anyway, so let's get up to that. And I'll see you guys next time. Also, too, I will be going to Warriors versus Storm. I will be blogging that, so stay tuned for that, obviously. And I will be going there to blog that game. So if you guys want to meet me at the Central Coast Stadium, that's where I'll be for Sunday's match anyway. But anyway, guys, let's get up to 300 subscribers, and I'll see you guys next time.